We got new laws going into effect in January 2024, which is just a few days away, folks. And these new laws are going to drastically change how people pretty much go about their daily lives. And with regard to income, with regard to their jobs, with regard to just basic honeydew lists and chores around the house. And it's interesting because if you live in this particular state, being California, which is kicking this off, and odds are we're going to see more blue states following suit. People email me, they message me, they engage and contract and hire me for consulting and planning strategies for personal financial success and growth and repair, which we need to talk about that. But essentially, Kevin, I want to start a business. I want to get going. I want to get my side hustles going. I want to increase my income. I want to diversify my income. And, one of the easiest things to do is we talk about these simple and easy businesses that can be started with very little capital up front, very little investment. And one of them is pressure washing. Another one is lawn maintenance, or really seasonal maintenance, like leaf blowing and leaf cleanup and things like that. But then also, car washing, again, pressure washers and water tanks, and also landscaping. And California has just, they got these new laws that are going into effect. And essentially it's going to be illegal for stores, retailers to sell gas-powered equipment, gas-powered blowers, leaf blowers, edgers, trimmers, hedgers, lawnmowers, generators, anything that runs on gas, anything that doesn't align with their climate change agenda, anything that doesn't go with their Green New Deal, anything that Gavin Newsom and Joe Biden don't agree with, then they are deeming it illegal, and new mandates are set in place where they can't sell it. You can't buy it. And this is similar to California putting the kibosh on gas-powered semi-trucks and deliveries coming into the state. They're making the mandate that they have to be electric. Now, that one's not going to happen in just 2 days, 3 days from now, because today's the 29th. That's not going to happen in 2024, January 1, 2024. But it is coming next. And unfortunately, when people are thinking about starting businesses, landscaping, pressure washing, mobile car wash detail, this, that, and the other, these are great ideas. These are great ways to get your dip your toe in the water and start making some extra money on the side. But here's the problem. And the problem is that it is going to be extremely expensive and damn near impossible to legitimately run a business on battery-powered equipment. And this is going to take a huge toll on a lot of people, especially even more so than the newcomers and the new small business owners venturing out and trying to stake their claim, get their piece of the American dream, these new young entrepreneurs, but also existing businesses that then find the need to upgrade or add to their equipment list, or make repairs and replacements, only to find out that they can't because they're no longer allowed to buy gas-powered equipment. And potentially finding themselves in some legal hot water, similar to, no pun intended, but it's not hot water, but California has laws against rainwater collection, which I got to tell you guys, I don't know how or why living in California sounds like a good idea, but be that as it may, people still choose to do it. We enjoyed certain parts of California when we got a chance to visit 2 summers ago, but with everything else that's going on there, I think I would have to choose against that and find me a different state, potentially Florida, where there's still a lot of people who are leaving California and not necessarily going directly to Florida. Some folks are going to Nevada and Texas and different things like that. But Florida, if I wanted a warm, tropical, coastal climate, beaches, a great outdoor life, then Florida would be the place for me. Now, right now, I'm not in Florida. I'm actually hanging out in a buddy of mine's backyard. and we're about to go out and do some little bit of sightseeing in town here in a moment. But the question that kind of got this all started is a common question that gets presented this time of year, the end of the year, getting ready for the new year, getting ready for New Year's resolutions, getting ready for a fresh start, getting ready to make changes in people's lives and make improvements. And the question that I actually have seen in the comments, you guys may have seen it too, on videos uploaded and shorts uploaded to the channel, is what's the answer? What's the solution? Well, again, a main part of this is going to come down to the administration, okay? Maybe, hopefully, we find some reprieve in November of 2024, but if not, you still have to make a choice. You have to make a decision. You got to have a plan. And my plan wouldn't be, well, I'm just going to wait it out another 4 years, because odds are, if you're in that tight financial bind and situation with your back against the wall now, you may not make it another 4 years, okay? It may not be in the cards. So it's very simple. It's very easy. And there's actually 5 basic principles, but I'm going to add a 6th to it. And there's a good reason for it. And the 6th that I'm going to add to it has to do with your credit and your credit score. And it's only so that you have it but not need it, versus needing it and not having it. Because right now, credit is not your friend. But again, first, make more money. Second, spend less money than you make. Third, have a tight budget, okay? 4, eliminate debt, high interest debt, credit card debt, revolving debt. 5, save and invest, okay? This is going to be key. And 6 is going to be, make sure your credit is top notch, okay? The reason being is that I don't want to use credit. I don't want to be forced and backed into a corner and painted into a corner, stuck between a rock and a hard place, forced to have to use credit in a buy now, pay later situation at a Walmart self-checkout situation with a firm or something like that. I don't want to do that, okay? I want to be liquid. I want to be in a strong financial position. I want to be the opposite of what the Fed and Jerome Powell was hoping would occur and happen, as millions of Americans ran low on money and depleted their pandemic stimulus savings surplus and unemployment surplus that they had. I want to be debt-free. I want to be in a strong cash position, and I want to be able to have the upper hand and be in a buyer's market versus relying solely on extensions of credit, underwriting, interest rates, debt, accrued interest, yada, yada, yada. But at the same time, knowing that the credit is available and the score is ranked great. And you don't need over 800 to rank great, folks. You don't have to have over 800. There's a certain point of a credit score where after that, it really has no bearing, and it's just bragging rights at that point. That way, if I didn't want to and I chose not to put my cash to use in that scenario, I could take advantage of a great financing opportunity that the return would yield more than what was being paid and spent in interest and financing. Those deals are unique and they're not widely available right now, but they will become available in 2024. And I'll let you guys know when those actually happen. But in order to take advantage of them, you have to be in a strong credit position. And then the cash that you would have used on that deal, we're going to double down in a completely different investment vehicle to maximize our ultimate returns. This could be in a business. This could be, odds are, yes, will be in a business. And historically, it could have been in a business that relied on gas-powered equipment, generators, pressure washers, lawnmowers, leaf blowers, edgers, trimmers, the whole nine. Anything, everything. Even if you wanted to have a mobile food truck or kitchen trailer type deal, these are all gas. These are all gas. And the government is taking that away, albeit starting in California, but this is going to then permeate throughout the country. odds are I'd be hard pressed to hear of the day that Florida finds themselves in that situation or Texas finds themselves in that situation. But states like California and Oregon and Washington and New York state, I'd be willing to bet are going to be going down that path. And ultimately, it's going to put a lot of folks into a very, very tight situation, a squeeze financially, and they're going to have to get creative in what their future opportunities are going to look like in continuing their business or starting their business or adapting and evolving their business to survive these new mandates, these new laws, these new changes that are ultimately going to cost the businesses more money. And when the businesses incur more costs, they then have to make a choice. They have to make a business decision, and that is, do they stay in business? Do they subsidize this cost? Do they try to pass it on to the customers? What are they going to do? Because much like the video we shared with you guys yesterday about the collapse beginning and the wealth transfer, where I don't think a lot of these companies are going to survive this wealth transfer. Granted, these companies are going to fall and collapse after the consumer falls and collapses. And yes, the idea, the metaphor, the analogy behind the collapse beginning isn't as cut and dry as some people would prefer. Even today, somebody asks, hey, Kevin, what home of yours is being destroyed? Well, it's a metaphor. It's the home we live in. It's the place we call home. It's America. It's this country, this great country, and depending on where you live, a great state or great city that is slowly being deteriorated because it's being overrun with illegal migrants and our sanctuary cities and having their resources depleted left and right. So I get it. Not everybody is necessarily listening exactly to what I'm saying or on the same page as me, but I will continue to share this information for the masses, and hopefully it is of some benefit and value to more than not. However, with that being said, the changes are coming. The changes are happening. Certain states are probably going to be way more stringent and strict with these, as others are going to be more lenient. But those stricter states, and you guys know which blue states, which liberal-leaning, progressive states that we're talking about, part of this whole deep state situation that they're literally trying to wipe out the middle class and initiate this epic wealth transfer that we have never seen so severe and so drastic before. Those states got to prepare. Those states need to be in the know. Those states need to be ready for what's happening. And if at any point in time you want to reach out, then feel free. My info is below. Thanks for watching, guys. Smash the like button and subscribe. See you guys later.